10 days in Disney World, just on 10 days, and I'm about ready to hang these up. Today we're going to talk about why. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, welcome back to my channel. My name's Claire Freedom Stein. Welcome. So maybe I'm not ready to hang them up all together, but let me tell you, I have never come back from a trip feeling the way I felt this time. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our experience. I was there with two of my kids, a 10-year-old and a 20-year-old, and Disney has implemented some changes lately that left us feeling frustrated, wound up, tired. I mean, you probably feel tired walking around a Disney park anyway, but these just, I think, tired mentally, not just physically. There's a lot of changes. I'm going to run you through them. I'm going to be fair as I can, because at heart, I love going to Disney World. I love going to all Disney parks, and I want to explain why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling and why maybe I don't feel like giving Disney any more money right now. So quick summary, I am a pass holder. I must have been to Disney World 30 plus times by now, and I was there in October. I was there really recently. I was there in June 2021. I was there in September, October 2021 for the anniversary. And I came back and I'd heard that the crowds were really wild. The crowds are just one piece. They're a significant piece, but they're one piece. And I'm going to run through some points that, oh, Disney. So let's talk transport. You know, you've landed at the airport. Let's start with transport, shall we? Very recently, January 1st, Disney took away the Magical Express option. This was a free service that took you between Orlando International Airport to the Disney resorts. Well, this is now gone, and there's a paid service. Now, there's two paid options at the moment. There's Mears. Mears have had a long-standing relationship with Disney. Even it was their buses that were running Magical Express for a while, Mears taxis. Mears have been allowed on site generally, and the other one is a brand new service called Sunshine Flyer, which we used, and I'll be reviewing that soon. But we've, you know, taken away free service for paid. Well, I can stomach that, not a big deal. Until if you don't want to do that, your option up until now, you could rent a car or you could get an Uber, whatever. Well, that leaves you beholden to the Disney transport. Now, don't get me wrong, not all Disney transport is bad. Skyliner, amazing, loved utilising it, Art of Animation. Monorail, oh, classic, love the monorail. Boats, gorgeous scenery, love those boats. Until we get to the buses, Disney buses, Disney buses. So for some resorts, you have no choice but to use Disney buses. And sometimes they can be amazing. Sometimes you can wait and wait, and the line gets longer and longer and longer. And by the time the bus comes, maybe half an hour, I'm not exaggerating, not everyone's getting on that bus. Riot! So anyway, back in 2017, the Disney buses irked me then. Let's say irked. Let's use the word irked. And I made a decision on future trips. I would rent a car. And that was great. And it was free to park at the resorts. And it was great. And then they decided to charge people for parking their car at resort. So that changed. So now you can choose to use their paid transportation, or you can rent a car and you can pay to park at the resorts. And the parking charges are, they're not wallet friendly. Right there. Cha-ching. Nicely played, Disney. Next, we're going to talk about Disney's new paid, what was Fastpass service, and it's now Genie Plus and Lightning Lane. It allows you to skip the front of the line, and it has a long list of rides that are included in Genie Plus, and you pay $15 per day per person. Add that up for a family of 3 or 4. See, See where I'm going? Now, this is optional. Nobody has to use Genie Plus. You can wait in the standby lines. You know, you can queue for, you know, with everybody else. Except when you stand in those standby lines, you're going to watch everyone using the paid service go past. It's so fun. In the past, there was a free option, Fastpass. Fastpass, I love you, come back. I really loved you. Previous version of Fastpass, not only was it free, but before it finished, you could pre-book 3 rides per day in your park of choice. You knew you were going to ride 3 rides every day, and then you could add to it. And it was nice. You know, I had all those rides sorted out. Some people don't like planning ahead, and for them, this new service, well, now you can just fly by the seat of your pants. Yay! For the rest of us, we were given 3 rides a day. It was glorious. Now, well, you pay for Genie Plus, and if you're staying at Disney Hotel, you're online at 7 AM booking your first ride. You're only allowed to book 1. And then you might have to, on top of your $15, pay premium if there's a bigger ride you want to ride, like Rise of the Resistance, Star Wars, you know, the big ride that is still having 3-hour waits in the standby line, you know, that one. So you might want to pay a premium for that. Cha-ching, cha-ching, buy money, buy money. I've gone from having 3 pre-booked rides to, when accessing this system, well, I'd book my first ride, and then I could book my next one 2 hours after park opening. So that works out about 11 o'clock. When you go to book your next ride, anything you will want to ride, any big ticket items, well, most of the windows were 3 o'clock if I was lucky, 4 or 5. Most of them were in the evening. Yep. So you need some stamina to stay at Disney all day to get those big ticket rides. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible. It's not impossible, because you can check out allears.net, and Molly has this hashtag Team Fiddle Faddle, and it's fantastic. And she's proven you can ride every Genie Plus ride in a day in the park. She did it. And she jumped to different parks. You know, it can be done, and that's great. The only time it really worked for us was in Magic Kingdom, because you have more rides in that park than any other park. And I was able to, you know, negotiate with it, refresh. There was a lot of this in my 10 days. What do we want to do next? What time's available? What time is it now? Refresh. Let's see what we can get. Do we want a Haunted Mansion? No, we really want Big Thunder, but Big Thunder's at 7 o'clock. Oh, Haunted Mansion says 3. No, by the time you book it, it's moved to 4:30. $15 a day. Well, I ended up paying on average $7.50 a ride, because we got about 2, because we don't always want to stay from park open to park close. Oh, let's not forget the premium rides that were extra. And there was 2 days in my trip that I decided to pay extra to ride Frozen. Frozen Ever After. It's in Epcot. It's not the biggest ride anymore. You've got Ratatouille. I paid for that too. It broke down both days. Wanted to use it. It's awesome. If the ride breaks, Disney tries to compensate by giving you an extended lightning lane for the rest of the day. Well, in our case, Frozen was down from 1 o'clock until 8 o'clock that night. We weren't in Epcot anymore to ride it for the last hour, so thanks Disney. And here's the other problem with Genie Plus and using the lightning lane. You get priority using that line, and okay, those people have paid for it. And that standby line just, well, it can stop. You know, I think it's something like 10 people in the lightning lane to 1 in the standby line. Then factor in those ride breakdowns and such. And sometimes you've got a really, really long wait. And it's just not good enough, Disney. There was one day we were in Hollywood Studios And in that park, there was four rides you'd really want to do, your main rides. And they were all over 100 minutes standby line. And I couldn't get a Lightning Lane, a Genie Plus booking, because they were sold out for the day. And it was stand in the standby line or not ride at all. I don't want to stand for 2.5 hours, and that's my choice, I guess, and some people would. There's also been rumours that Disney has been artificially inflating the wait times on these rides because then they're going to sell more Genie Plus. Can I strongly suggest, do not buckle to Disney and pay for Genie Plus halfway through the day until you've actually checked what Genie Plus passes are available, because you may find yourself not being able to do anything until the evening. So I just want to put that out there. Like I said, Magic Kingdom has lots and lots of rides, but look at Epcot, look at Hollywood Studios, look at Animal Kingdom. Epcot and Animal Kingdom in the West, there simply isn't enough rides. There just isn't enough rides and not enough choice. Everybody's going after the same thing, which means they sell out. Can you see the problem? While we're on the subject of doing this a lot, let's talk about the mobile app. Ay caramba. I'm not a stranger to Disney. I'm not a stranger to using the My Disney Experience app. I've used it a bunch. But with this new Genie Plus and Genie, well, even I came unstuck on my first morning. But there's two tabs in this. There's, you know, My Day and My Genie Day, and then there's Tip Board. Well, you better have a tutorial on how to use this. Let's just say you go in and you program it for your day and you choose your park and you choose what attractions you want to do, and Genie will give you its best touring plan, like a free touring plan. It sounds great in theory. But pay attention to that other tab, Tip Board, because that's the one where you're going to go in and book your rides. And it will set you up, you know, set it up the night before, please. But it will ask you what you want to do and what you want to ride. You think, oh great, all right, I want to do this and this and this, and yeah, let's throw in characters and shows, and yeah, I need to have lunch. In the morning at 7 AM, when you have set your alarms and you are half asleep trying to book, try competing with everybody else on site going to the park that day, and you're scrolling to find this ride. And if you've never been on it, you wouldn't know to look in Tip Board and not My Day to find the booking window. I'm going to give you a little hack I learned. Only program it with the things you want to book Genie Plus for or individual rides. Because when you go at 7 AM, they're the only things going to be in your Tip Board available to book. I learnt my lesson by day 2. I figured it out. Makes a big difference. There's a lot to the app now. I mean, that app will unlock your hotel room, have your Disney ticket, have your photos in it, have all the details of your resort stays. You'll have your family and friends in there. You'll have your magic band. Then you'll have all the lovely interactive features they've put in, like AR lenses. You've got your wait times. You've got your park maps. You've got your Genie Day. You've got mobile order. You've got shop in store. You've got... Are you getting the idea? It's a lot. It's a lot in one app. Play about with that app endlessly until you've got a feel of how it works and where menus are, so you know instinctively where to find what you need, from ordering food to checking if your photos are there, all of these things. Please have a sense of that app before you arrive at Disney, because, well, frankly, there should be a Disney University for people who aren't cast members at this point. By 7 AM and 5 seconds, and I'm not joking, there was rides sold out. So don't think you can sleep in. And the poor people not staying at Disney resorts, they can't book anything until the park opens at 9 AM. So they don't stand a chance of booking that slot for Ratatouille or Rise of the Resistance or Slinky Dog Dash. All the things that I saw sold out. You are out of luck. Sorry, stay at Disney. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Aren't Disney clever? Another thing, that drove me round the twist. I'm like, I'm going to play Disney's game. Instead of queuing up to buy food, I'm going to use the mobile order. It's advertised all over Disney. There's a QR code you can scan outside each dining location. See, it's making me do this. But it's in your app. It's, you know, do 3 lines, mobile order. Okay, great. And you can choose what time you want a mobile order. Top tip, if you think you're going to want lunch, book your slot early in the morning, because you might find yourself having lunch at 2 p.m, not 12:30. You go into the app, you order your food, you choose where you want it, you choose your time slot, and then when you're right by it, prepare my order. You pay for it in the app and it's all done, prepare my order. Well, prepare my order can have a lengthy wait, but sometimes it can tell you your order's ready. No, it's not. There was one day in Magic Kingdom and the lunching pad, which is in Tomorrowland and it's under Astro Orbiter and it's right in the middle. It's a glorified hot dog stand, but it's where we were, okay? It's where we were. And I was like, oh, let's grab this. It'll be nice and quick. I did my order. And really quickly it told me that my order was ready. I'm like, oh, wow, awesome. It told me to go to window number 3. Went to window number 3. 35 minutes later, I got my food because it had told everyone their order was ready and it wasn't, because when you got to the top, they asked for your order number and then they started putting it on the tray. No, your order wasn't ready. No. First, you've had a 7 a.m. wake-up call so that you can ride what you want to ride. You've got to 11 a.m. and you've discovered that you can't book another ride right now. You know, you can probably book the ride you really want about 8 o'clock that night, or it's gone completely. But you could go on the teacups, or you could go see Magic, which, by the way, you don't really need Genie Plus for anyway. Yeah, you could do those things, but it's not the rides you really want to do. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to take a break, I'm going to get some lunch, and you'll send your mobile order through and it will tell you it's ready and it's not, and you're going to stand in a line. Yep. And you're going to walk through the park, and currently parks, the capacity is up, the crowds are back, and that's wonderful. It's nice that more people can come to Disney until it's not. Now, I don't have the answer for this, but let me tell you, in the 10 days I was there, and yes, it coincided with Labor Day weekend, it was a busy time, don't get me wrong, but the parks, all 4 parks in Disney World, were sold out for several days through my trip. If you did not know that you had to make a reservation for the park, and by the way, if you're new to Disney and you're looking for information, you need to install their app. Remember the app I was talking about, the My Disney Experience, and you need to go on that and you need to register, and you need to register your park ticket in advance. So you better buy them in advance. And then you need to choose your park reservation. And you can have a park hopper, but you won't be hopping a park till after 2 p.m, just so you know, because that's not allowed right now and people are spending more on park hoppers, but they can't hop till 2 p.m. Anyway, where was that? I've lost my train of thought. My Disney headache's coming back. Where was that? Ah, yes, crowds, the Disney masses. It's not fun. It's really, really not fun anymore. There's so many people that you can't walk in a straight line. You can't get across to where you need to get. The sheer mass of people. Now, I've been to Disney in Februaries before. Now, admittedly, this was an exceptional February, and I think we've got people that haven't travelled in 2 years and have waited to go to Disney, and I think everyone went, oh, it's the quiet season, let's go to Disney. And I get that, I understand, and it was holiday weekend and schools were out. But the park capacity level, it was like Christmas. And I wish I was exaggerating, and I wish it was just me comparing it to June or October. It's really not. I do remember walking in Disney of old, before the global event. Nothing like what I saw when I was at Disney this February. No. And it was everywhere. It was people. So we've got increased costs for transport. We've got increased costs for riding rides you want to ride. You just costs, cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. And you're getting less for your money, and you're getting a ton of frustration. And that is going to do it for this vlog, and I'm sorry for all the negativity. I am working on my vlogs of the trip. I did film while I was there. You will see magical moments and you will see some cool stuff. And of course it all wasn't negative, but I wanted to get this out there. I wanted to, even if 5 people watch it, God, I hope more than 5 people watch it. But if only 5 people watch it, for my own whatever, I wanted to share this and put it out there. So with that, I will see you really soon. Lots of love. Please do subscribe if you, well, maybe you didn't like what you heard today, but please do subscribe so you can see what I'm talking about and what actually happened when I was at Disney World. And if you agree, you know, or you enjoyed it, please do give it a like. Please do comment below with your views. Do you think I'm way off the mark? Do you think I'm right? Let me know, and I will talk to you really, really soon. Bye.